Hey guys, this is Dipu. After watching the title, some of you guys might have thought, how is it possible to run GTA 5 at 60 FPS on a $100 computer? But guys, it may surprise you, this PC costs even less than $100. I have been working on this project for a month to collect all the necessary parts. This video contains introduction to all the parts used to build this PC, their prices, full PC assembly, mild overclocking, benchmark, and gameplay. So let's start. After a few words from our sponsor, XeonBD. XeonBD is a well-known web hosting company based in Bangladesh. They have servers in Bangladesh, USA, and many other countries. If you are looking for a very fast SSD web hosting service, look no more. XeonBD web hosting is very affordable and they come with a lot of features. But if you are looking for a domain suitable for your business, you have come to the right place. They offer hundreds of domain extensions like .com, .net, .tv, .me. No matter what you are looking for, you can find it here. So go and check them out. The link is given in the description below. For this build, I am using my favorite Core 2 Quad Q6600. It has 4 core, 4 threads, base frequency 2.4 GHz and 8 MB L2 cache. It was launched on 8th January 2007 for a whopping $851 US. Now you can find it for as low as $6 in the second-hand market. But this 13-year-old beast still packs a punch when it comes to productivity and gaming. The video you are watching right now has been edited with this PC. As the motherboard, I am using Gigabyte G41MT S2. It has dual-channel DDR3 RAM slot, 1 PCI Express Gen 2 16X slot, 2 PCI Express 1X slot, 1 PCI slot, 4 SATA 2 slots, in the rear, it has 2 PS2, 1 serial, 1 VGA, 4 USB 2.0, 100 Mbps Ethernet RJ45 port. It also supports 7.1 HD audio output. You can find it for roughly $20 in the second-hand market. As the RAM, I am using a single stick of 2-in-most 4GB DDR3 RAM clocked at 1333 MHz, but if I used 2 2GB RAM sticks, the performance would have been better for this PC. But I am keeping one RAM slot unoccupied for future expansion as it supports 8GB maximum memory. You can get this RAM for around $9. As a PSU, I am using a generic $7 PSU for the sake of keeping this PC price as low as possible. But I would recommend you to buy a branded PSU with 80+ efficiency rating. Now the most important part of any gaming PC, the graphics card. I am using Gigabyte Radeon R7240 2GB DDR3 graphics card. It has 1 HDMI, 1 VGA, 1 DVI port. It can play GTA 5 in 60 FPS. You can buy it for around $20 to $25. As storage, I am using a 180GB Intel 520 series SSD which I had lying around. I am getting around 240 MB reading and writing speed, even though it supports SATA 3, but we are limited to SATA 2 speed due to motherboard and processor hardware limitations. It goes around $25 US or 2000 taka with third-party warranty in Bikra.com, a website like eBay in Bangladesh. But I would recommend you to buy this 480GB Walton SSD which you can get only for $56 or 44.75 taka. Or you can buy this WD Green 120GB SSD for $26 or 2100 taka. Now it's time to assemble the PC parts. Sorry for poor lighting in some parts of the assembly. Originally, the drawer had only 3-inch clearance to keep a keyboard inside. I made 7-inch clearance for all the component to fit through. It's time to close the drawer. At first, I benchmarked the CPU with Cinebench R20 with stock clock running at 2.4 GHz. We got 353 points. The result was very acceptable. Then I thought, let's overclock it to see how much performance I can squeeze out of it. Man, the score went up from 353 to 518. The performance increase was about 47%. But when I was benchmarking, I noticed a very strange thing. My CPU clock was getting down to 2 GHz in the middle of the benchmark. The CPU temperature was about 72 degrees Celsius. Then a thought came into my mind. Is my CPU thermal throttling? To solve this problem, I went inside the BIOS, looked through all the settings, and found a setting called CPU temperature control. I simply turned that off because Q6600's TJ Max core temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. I had around 30 degrees Celsius more headroom to overclock this processor. So I boot back into the Windows and ran Cinebench R20 again. Surprisingly, the PC did not crash even when the temperature went up to 81 degrees Celsius. It got the highest score, increasing our CPU performance score from 353 to 626. It's almost double the performance I was getting before. So, do I recommend CPU overclocking? Of course! In this case, Q6600 costs only $6 and it's already 13 years old. It's not gonna be around for long for gaming. If you can overclock and squeeze some extra frames out of it, go for it. If you mess things up, you can buy another one for only $6. As the CPU cooler, I was using the CPU cooler came free with it to save some bucks while building this PC. But I would recommend you to buy HyperX 212 or GameX 400 to keep your CPU temperature down to 65 degrees Celsius even while you overclock it. Now it's time to benchmark the GPU. At stock, R7 240 ran at 900 MHz core clock and 800 MHz VRAM clock. I overclocked it to 1072 MHz at core clock and 950 MHz at VRAM clock. I used Unison Heaven 4 benchmark. After overclocking the GPU, I got 11% increment on score and 10% improvement on frame rates. Now it's time for what we have been waiting for. GTA 5 gameplay. I ran GTA 5 on 720p normal settings, got average frame rate of 65 FPS. The highest frame rate was at high 80s and the lowest frame rate was 43 FPS. If you want to run GTA 5 at 1080p, you can get 50 plus FPS in normal settings. So there you have it, a gaming PC for GTA 5 under $100. Please like this video, comment, share it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Please give me your support.